Welcome back, you guys. I'm the EFC, this is Blue Line CV, and today I'm here to bring you guys another talking points video after that big game last night. Now I'm going to focus on Christian Pulisic. Obviously, I'll be speaking about Willian, Frank Lampard, Ross Barkley, and Kepa Arrizabalaga. It's going to be an insightful talking points video, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. And if you like today's video, smash that like button. Help me get over 2,000 likes for today's video. And without wasting any more time, we start with the first talking point, and I want to speak about Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now last night, Kepa did make some decent saves. We saw his acrobatic skills used to the best of his abilities. However, there was one main area of Kepa's game which I was really disappointed by, and it's been the one thing that I've been disappointed by with the player since we signed him, and that's Kepa's passing out from the back. Now I look at teams like Liverpool, Barcelona, Man City. I see guys like Ter Stegen, Edison, Alisson, etc, etc. And one thing that these players provide, one thing these goalkeepers bring, is that ability to create attacks, play out from the back, and help a team's possession game. With Kepa, how often is his passing game ever useful? Most times balls are being hit out of play, most times he's not finding his man, and I kind of feel like I've been conned, because when we signed him from Bilbao last season, he had a reputation for being a goalkeeper that was very good technically and very good with the ball at his feet. However, I don't think that's the case at all. Looking back, it seems like Kepa's passing ability really was only seen that way because he kept pumping long balls up front to guys like Raul Garcia and guys like Aduriz up front too. So naturally, with Bilbao being more of a physical type of team, playing very direct styles of football, it's no surprise that his passing stats looked better than they actually were. Since he signed for us, I haven't seen that ball playing out from the back. I haven't seen that composure out from the back. Now yes, last night Edison did make a bad mistake that led towards Mason Mount having an opportunity on goal. However, if you look at the game, with most of the passes he played, they were quick. He was finding his teammates constantly out wide too. And when I see players like Alisson's and your Ter Stegens, etc, etc, they provide that ability for the team. I thought when we signed Kepa, that was the #1 reason why we signed him, for that ball playing that sorry ball needed for last season. I haven't seen it, you guys. I'm still waiting for it. I thought this was the best part of his game. And I do feel like we are missing out on the key components to really just take the team and the tactics to, the maximum levels and reach the highest heights that, of course, we have to do. With reports coming out suggesting that Valencia may be interested in taking Kepa on loan on a 2-year loan deal and, potentially creating this effect where Citizen, who's currently at Valencia, may go to Ajax, allowing Onana to leave Ajax. It seems a bit too ambitious. It doesn't make too much sense. And if you're asking me, the day that Kepa does leave, the club has to just take the L, accept the loss. We'll never recover that type of money back for the player. We're never going to recoup those fees back. So at this point, you guys, if Kepa wants to really just change my opinions and change my perspectives, I need to see that ball playing. I need to see the passing. I haven't seen it yet. We now move on to the second talking point, and of course, we need to speak about Christian Pulisic. Last night, the kid stepped up. Last night he was there. Last night he showed Frank Lampard that yes, you can rely upon me. I can take responsibility with this team, and I'm good enough to change the course of the game. Christian was really key to Pulisic's link up with Giroud was very important. We know that Giroud doesn't have the legs to run in behind to create space, so the way we were able to create space and to be able to run in behind Man City's defensive line was having Giroud coming deeper, bringing a Man City defender with him, and then all that vacated space behind him was there for Pulisic to take. Pulisic is a direct, fast player that likes to get to the goal as quickly as possible, and for me, he probably is our best counter-attacking player. Last night, we saw the full array of Pulisic's movement in behind, his intelligence, how he uses his acceleration and his pace to devastating effect to obviously get in front of markers too. We were seeing runs at the far post, runs towards the near post, runs in behind, and runs taking away players too. Now, in his first season with us, Pulisic has scored 8 goals. 8 goals is the most goals that he has scored in one season of football. He's still very young, only 21 years old, and there's a real possibility that he will get towards 10 goals before the season ends. I think that's bound to happen. I think that Pulisic right now, he's completely on fire. The confidence is definitely there to see. What really excites me about Christian is that he can improve on other aspects of his game, and once he does, he's going to become even more complete. I feel confident that Pulisic can do this because he's already shown this season that when Lampard has taken him out of the team, he's still been hungry. He's listened to the manager's words, he's fought to get himself back into the team, and every single time he has, he's stepped up and performed. When he works on his hold-up play and his use of the ball in possession, he's going to become even more dangerous. He's only 21 years old, and it really feels like Christian is going to do some special things with his club. I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops, and he has to be proud of himself last night for how he performed and how he stepped up for the team. We now move on to the third talking point, and I feel that another player that has stepped up this entire season that has been criminally underrated and just ignored has been Willian. Willian has been on a great run of form recently. If you consider the games before the suspension period came in, he scored goals against Liverpool. He got a goal and an assist against Everton. He played a great game against Aston Villa, and against Man City, he scored the goal that won us the game. Throughout the season, I seem to remember just praising Willian non-stop. I think it's because I'm constantly having to take notes, rewatch games again, and of course producing content for you guys, so in that sense, it kind of just stays in my memory bank and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. I do think that previous seasons have affected Willian's reputation. You guys know that I've criticised Willian countless times, under Sarri, under Conte too. I felt like there wasn't that consistency there, but this season he's been completely different. He's been one of the most consistent players, and I feel like you can't just judge this player on stats alone. If you're only going to look at assists and goals, you're going to miss the entire point of the player. You're going to miss all the great things he does. For me, what really sums up Willian is that he's one of the best supportive players in the league. One area that really separates Willian's game are his passes that lead to shots. Now, Willian's that type of player that he's always involved in any attacking moves and build-ups. He's normally the first one to start the move, or he plays a decisive part to continue that momentum, and we've profited from that time and time again. I think the clearest example was against Man City last night, where it was his run on the right-hand side where he just bombed past everyone. He created that whole scramble inside the box too, and then he scored the goal right at the end. This was something created by Willian. He took a Kante interception and a Kante pass and made something beautiful happen. He's been such a reliable player. He's been the guy that we can rely on to keep possession of the ball. You guys know I like to keep things very objective. I've critiqued him a lot before, but this season, there hasn't been much to critique Willian by. He's not in the team to score goals. Do we ever see Willian making those Pulisic style runs inside the box? Of course not, because that's not the player's game. Let's also consider the fact that Willian has been playing exclusively down that right hand side. Most times he's taking shots on goal. These aren't normally high quality shooting positions. When you add to the fact that Willian has a right foot playing down the right hand side, he doesn't even have those shooting angles that players normally have if they're left footed. His application has been there the entire season, and it's no surprise why Lampard has been full of praise for the player. It's looking like he is going to leave, and of course anything can happen in the 11th hour, but I really feel like it's time to start showing some appreciation for the player. Most times anytime we're not playing too well, he becomes a scapegoat just like that. I don't think it's right, and I think it's time that we're just objective and just accept the player for what he brings. I now move on to the fourth talking point, and I want to speak briefly about Ross Barkley. Now, Ross Barkley has stepped up. I think he's shown his best period of form from the club. Last night, tactically, he was on point. He was man-marking Bernardo Silva down that right-hand side and doing his job diligently. He worked very hard. He played an exquisite pass to Pulisic down the left-hand side too. And what I liked the most was that he didn't seem to be uncomfortable in possession. He was playing positively. He was running. He was playing for the team. He was making runs in behind too. And it's no surprise that Lampard ended up playing Barkley over Kovacic. As I've said, I've never had anything personal against Ross Barkley. My only issue was with his bad performances and his poor games. I said if he played well, I'd praise him. He's been playing well for the past 4 or 5 games. He's been adding something to our team and bringing something to our attack. And I think that Lampard was justified to start him over Kovacic after how just mediocre Kova was against Villa. There's a big possibility that he could start against Leicester City. And if he does, he would have deserved it. Credit to Ross Barkley. I definitely think that the new system and the new tactics have definitely benefited the player even more. Now he has more space to play in, and now he's not too heavily involved in the build-up phase. So credit to him. And to end things, you guys, we end things to the final talking point, and I think that we should never doubt Frank Lampard again. Now, we saw that lineup originally before the game started and we were all in doubt. We didn't understand what the hell we were seeing. The team did not look strong enough to do anything against Man City. And even when we watched the game and saw us defending against them, for large portions of that game, we had to just keep our shape. stay in our own half, and be patient. Sure, when we watched that game, most people thought that we wouldn't get the result at the end. As I kept saying in my stream before the game started, we are Chelsea Football Club. We need to keep the faith every single time. We should never doubt the team. And I think we should never doubt Frank Lampard now, because he's proven time and time again he knows how to play against the big teams. He's brave. He's not weak. He finds the best solutions. He actually goes for it. And he tries to win every single game he plays. That's something that we have to commend. That's something we have to rate. And that's the mentality we need if we are going to become one of the big boys again in European football. When you see the big teams playing, they're not just parking the bus and sitting deep. You know, they're going for it. They're controlling the game in the opposition's half. And under Frank Lampard, he's starting to build something beautiful. I feel like I'll have to do a separate video in the future just detailing how I feel Lampard is going to take us to that next level for next season. I know you guys are going to enjoy it. And on that note, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm the EFC. This is Blue Line CV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos.